So greeting everyone, and I built an Apache Airflow POC. So basically, an Apache Airflow is an open source platform which is built to monitor the data pipelines entirely in Python. So instead of writing cron jobs or bash script to run blindly and fail silently, Airflow gives you a visual UI to see pipeline run, automatic retry, like when it fails, full audit trial, etc. So the core concept is DAG, which is directed acyclic graph, which is a pipeline written in Python. So each node is a task, each arrow is a dependency. So the flow is basically we read the CSV and then validate it and check the payments. Like in the payments, we check if it's fraud or not, and if basically check the payment, check the fraud, and check the inventory. And then if all these parameters follow, then we ship the order and notify the customer. So basically, we built a production grade, like since it's a POC, it's not a fully fledged system. And we created multiple files. In this you can see the DAG, dashboard, data, logs, folder, etc. all are there. So basically, there are various features and like why we used it. So we use Python operators because those are most flexible Airflow operators which can run in any Python function as a task. Then we have branch Python operator which basically dynamically routes the pipeline at runtime based on the data. And we have task groups which is used in order checks, group containing three parallel tasks. Then we have XCOM, the cross communication part. Like the tasks are isolated process. So XCOM is a Airflow, the lightweight mechanism for passing small values between the file paths count flags. Then we have a retry plus retry delay, which are used in basically, for example, in the payments part, where when the real payment gateway failed, instead of failing the whole pipeline, the Airflow automatically retry with the delay. And apart from that, there are multiple features too. So basically, to test the scenarios, we need to use the Docker compose up command. Then basically, the Docker will be the Docker is available on the local host, and we have created multiple files. For example, in this data, these are the incoming, the processed data, then the quarantine, the reports, etc. So we have created a dashboard for it too. So if I show you the dashboard, so basically this is the dashboard which has been created. So in this, for example, you can see the order processing pipeline. Okay, and under the graph you can see it here. Like if I zoom it, yeah. So you can see here there are multiple basically colors which are showing. The purple one is deferred, which means failed, queued, removed, restarting, running, etc. As you can see here. So you can click any task in the graph to check the log button. You can see here. Then we can also mark it manually like failed or success, then validated order, and we can check the fraud score for each order. You can see here the duration, also the if it is succeed, if it has been skipped, and these are the various data. And so like this was the POC. Like basic thing is you get the data. For example, currently we are getting through the CSV files, but like in production grade, it can be extended to like CSV files can be dropped in a folder, and S3 bucket or Kafka or API webhooks can be used. Then we can or we can connect it with PostgreSQL or log-based notification like VLEMA, SMTP, or we can use a rule-based fraud scoring using a trained ML model. Then we can create a local dashboard like Grafana, Superset, Tableau, etc. So this POC demonstrates that Apache Airflow can orchestrate a complete production-grade business flow workflow with intelligent routing, like different order take different paths, parallel execution, like payment, inventory, fraud checks, run simultaneously, resilience, like it retry the payment as I told, and extensibility, like replace any component CSV to API, SQLite to BigQuery, etc. can be done. So this is what can be improved to make it a production grade, and this is what like big companies like Airbnb, Walmart, etc. use to process millions of events per day reliably. So thank you for watching my demo.